Over the next 15 minutes or so, highlights and scores from across the Panhandle. We've got big rivalries: Blountstown, Port St. Joe, Arnold, Rutherford, Graceville, Vernon. Let's talk about time, mainly 2002. Nickelback had a top song on the Billboard charts. Gas prices were about $1.60. I was 6 years old, looking at 7. Jared Goff was 1 year older than me. And on February 3rd, 2002, Tom Brady played in his first Super Bowl against the then St. Louis Rams. Welcome back, everyone. Hearing your name called for most things is pretty cool, whether it be at a restaurant when your table is ready or announcing the winner of a giveaway. I think Mosley alum J.J. Blade has most people beat, though. Last night, he heard his name called as the 4th overall pick of the 2019 MLB draft. The Vanderbilt Jr. is heading to the Miami Marlins organization. Rivalry games are fun, aren't they? But North Bay Haven in a similar situation to Rutherford, entering tonight at 2-3, playing out of class a little bit at 2A McClay. But with a tough local stretch coming up, a win tonight would go a long, long way. Bucks ball in the third quarter. Handoff goes to Cameron Gant. He'll dip in for the quick score, although the Bucks trail 41-27. Ensuing drive from McClay. Michael Grant heads left, tosses to Robert Parker Crawford, the law firm. He's got room on the edge, breaks one tackle, tries to break another, tries to break the camera, ultimately shoved out of bounds. Next possession for the Bucks. Brashear with the assist this time. Dishes it to Ben Porter for the 3. Bucks right back in it, but here comes Bethlehem. A few quick scores gives them the lead, including this one by Dane Purvey, puts the Wildcats up by 3. To college football now, in the news of the day. Alabama quarterback Tua Tagovailoa is headed to the NFL after a meteoric rise, really, in the Crimson Tide record books. His old head coach now had some high praise for the junior. I say the Tigers of Louisiana.
That's LSU. Who do you have?
I'm going to go Clemson.
Going to go with Clemson. Well, I'm not going to tell you who I have.
Okay. With one of the biggest rivalries in the region, really. Blountstown and Port St. Joe didn't meet in the regular season last year because of Hurricane Michael, but they regularly meet in the postseason. Tonight, a rematch of last year's second-round playoff game won by the Sharks in the second reunion between Coach Greg Jordan and the school he coached for 12 seasons. Tigers in the white 5-0, Sharks in the gold 3-3, coming off of an upset of previously unbeaten Graceville. Opening kickoff, St. Joe said, "We want the ball first." Very Saints-esque. The onside is recovered by Max Cargill, though. Sharks backed up. Snap sails over the punter's head. He tries to fire it off, but just gets crushed before Alex Valdez scoops, and Alex Valdez scores.
Now, News Channel 7 Sports with Joel Sebastianelli.
Not quite, Joel. We look a little bit the same. We've been asked if we were brothers from time to time, but it is finally that time of year again. March Madness, March Sadness, whatever you really want to call it. It's here. Best of luck to your brackets. Mine's probably already busted, but let's check out some #1 seeds. Welcome back, everyone. Happy Super Bowl Sunday. While all the eyes are on the NFL today, some big news out of Florida State concerning quarterback DeAndre Francois. Francois is no longer with the team after an alleged domestic violence incident. The dismissal comes less than a month after the QB announced he would return for his senior season. Kicking it down to high school baseball for just a moment. The Liberty County Bulldogs making a road trip to McClay yesterday, but it's the first without their head coach Corey Crum, who along with his wife were killed last weekend trying to fix their scoreboard. The Bulldogs continue to honor the Crum family on the diamond, getting the dominant road win over the Marauders 8-2. The Bulldogs return home on Tuesday to take on Weewa. Welcome back, everyone. With the Grand Lagoon Grand Slam tournament starting tomorrow, anglers are getting set to cast a line. The 3-day tournament based out of Lighthouse Marina in Panama City Beach is entering its 3rd year. Now, depending on the size of the boat, anglers will fish for 1 or 2 days, and they'll fish for wahoo, tuna, and dolphin, not the flipper kind, while the bigger boats will also fish for blue marlin. Organizers say the bite is on for blues this year.
Should see some big fish, and you know, the blue marlin bite has been phenomenal this year, and it would be a bit surprised we might see a blue.
And because those chances are a little higher, the weigh-ins will be a little different.
It's optional on Friday night. I'll only weigh a blue marlin if they call one in on Friday night. Otherwise, all the weigh-ins will happen Saturday night.
That optional weigh-in on Friday is from 7 to 8 p.m., and the Saturday weigh-in will start at 6 p.m. To college football now, and a new head coach brings along a new set of challenges, play styles, and even coordinators. Florida State head coach Willie Taggart is entering his first year at the helm of the program, as well as new offensive coordinator Walt Bell. The Noles halfway through their first week of camp. Bell was able to see all 3 Florida State quarterbacks and what they brought to the table. And while DeAndre Francois was limited in physical reps, he made them up mentally.
You know, he was the guy kind of back there in the back, 10 yards behind everything, you know, so I thought he did a great job managing his mental reps. You know, you could really see him taking advantage. He probably only got to throw, you know, 30, 40 balls in 7-on-7 situations, but, you know, just to have him back there taking mental reps, you know, starting to get the, you know, the mental mastery of the system a little bit.
Florida State opens up with Virginia Tech September 3rd, where it's a bit of the old guard. Bobby Bowden and Frank Beamer will be honorary captains for that game. And the reigning national champions are looking to defend their title. Fall camp underway for the Tide as well. Alabama in a bit of a rebuilding year, replacing both offensive and defensive coordinators, as well as some major talent lost to the draft on both sides of the ball. But that's a story we've all heard many times before, and the Tide always find a way to replace what they've lost, with most polls putting them as the preseason #1. The Tide opens up with one of the more interesting season openers as they'll take on Louisville on September the 1st. And speaking of Kentucky, the Kentucky Derby Museum raised its newest banner commemorating the Triple Crown win of racehorse Justify. The banner features the silks of Windstar Farm, which Justify's jockey Mike Smith wore when they won the Kentucky Derby. It was added to silks representing each Triple Crown winner, with Justify's banner making lucky number 13. Now, the last time the museum hung a banner was in honor of American Pharoah in 2015, but before his win, the previous Triple Crown was last won in 1978 by a firm.
Well, I'll have to say that honor was justified. What do you think?
It was. If you're a horse racing fan, the past 3 years have just been great.
Phenomenal. You're absolutely right. And I just read recently where Justified is being retired. He'll no longer race again.
Right, that is correct. That is correct. So he 3 races and he's done.
He's done, yep. And a big payday. Blake, thank you. Chris has another look at the forecast when we come back. Stay with us. The Panama City Beach Sports Complex is offering new opportunities to some of our youngest athletes.
News Channel 7's Blake Brannon has more on what the complex is offering this spring.
Panama City Beach youth can hit the turf running this spring with a football league, a lacrosse league, and even a soccer league.
And it's something that if we can get kids involved with from a young age and teach them that passion and excitement, it's going to grow with them for the rest of their lives.
Michael Buini is the marketing manager for the Panama City Beach Sports Complex, and he says the new sports leagues are not only providing a new opportunity for area children, but their parents, too.
The focus right now is a Start Smart program, which is designed for people to teach their kids how to play. So there is a lot of emphasis on direct parent involvement. So essentially, as the mom and dad, you would be coaching your kids.
The leagues are for kids ages 3 to 7, and officials say it could help them later in life.
There are countless studies which will explain how kids who take part in youth sports from a young age do actually go on to be good team players. They're more confident, and it just serves them well, even academically as well.
Buini says they're not only helping kids grow as athletes, the leagues are helping the local economy grow.
So if we can bring in those events which have 200, 300 teams take part, and each of those teams has 4 people within their families, that's heads in beds, that's people who need a restaurant to eat at, fill up their car with gas, go grocery shopping. It really does help the entire community.
In Panama City Beach, Blake Brannon, News Channel 7.
The deadline to register is February 27th. For more information on how to apply, head over to our website, WJHG.com.
Well, attention,